Hello, I'm Amy Blaylock. Welcome to City Hall this week. The city and county are continuing to plan for the future of the Highway 54 I-40 corridor.
The 54 corridor runs between Durham and Orange County. It starts in the east. The part that we studied starts in the east at Interstate 40, comes across, crosses the county borders, it heads west, goes by Meadowmont, Friday Center, and Chapel Hill, and the study area ended at Fordham Boulevard in Chapel Hill.
The City Council received an update on the corridor study during its November 7th work session.
The study is to look out into the future. We take the land use, the future land use, the population employment that we expect to grow in that corridor, any of the transportation projects we expect to be there, including light rail transit. We look at that and we build a scenario for the future. When we look at that scenario, we see if there are any deficiencies. And when we take those, look at those deficiencies and build several scenarios to address those different deficiencies out there.
The Transportation Land Use Master Plan is the direct result of the study and was adopted in May of 2012. It includes a series of strategies to accomplish its goals.
Some of the strategies that we developed, of course, is to increase the capacity on NC 54, either adding lanes or putting in the new type of street network called a super street. We also want to grade separate some of the roadways that come in. So instead of having an intersection with a traffic signal or the traffic has to stop, you'd have an interchange where traffic didn't have to stop. For instance, at Falcon Bridge and some of the other roadways along that corridor. Also, an increase in transit ridership would help, and you can help that by adding a faster transit service in the corridor.
The plan also shows that there are 4 areas where there could be higher density and more mixed-use type of development around some of the light rail transit stations.
That'll help capture some trips and concentrate some of the development in certain areas. We have bicycle and pedestrian improvements to make sure people who are walking can cross NC 54. And we also have a strategy to create some park and ride lots. I think we designated 10 park and ride lots. 9 of those lots are outside the corridor, so they're to capture trips, car trips, before they even enter the NC 54 roadway.
For more information about the plan, visit the website listed on the bottom of your screen. The new method of prioritizing and allocating funding for transportation projects receiving state funding is being used for the first time by the city and its partners. The City Council approved the list of projects that is being submitted by the Durham Chapel Hill Carborough Metropolitan Planning Organization to the NCDOT. The department will use the list to help develop the State Transportation Improvement Program. The General Assembly revised the prioritization process for projects and set new parameters on how transportation funding is used and distributed earlier this year. Transportation funding is now organized into 3 categories: statewide mobility, regional impact, and division needs. The program will include funding for projects to be completed between 2016 and 2022. A contract has been awarded for significant repairs to the Church Street parking deck. The $985,000 project will include structural repairs throughout the deck to the steel frame and concrete slabs, metal deck repairs, elevated ramp replacement, repair of all stairs, lead paint abatement, replacement of expansion joints and sealants, and restriping of all parking stalls. The work will also include improvements to make the deck compliant with the Americans with Disabilities Act. The city administration is now considering whether and how to make changes to Durham's roadside solicitation rules after recently seeking input from the City Council. The current ordinance governing roadside solicitation was adopted in December of 2012, with police department enforcement beginning in February of this year. Since that point, several organizations that serve the city's homeless population expressed concerns that the restrictions of the ordinance unfairly impact some of the homeless populations in Durham. The Homeless Services Advisory Committee is recommending a number of changes to the ordinance, including increasing the locations where roadside solicitation would be allowed. The City Council heard those recommendations during the November 7th work session. City Manager Tom Bonfield and city attorneys are now considering their feedback as well as the committee's recommendations as they draft any revisions to the ordinance. A program to help some of the city's low-income residents reduce energy costs is about to get underway. Find out how the program will work and who will benefit when City Hall This Week continues.
Environmental protection and a strong economy go hand in hand. Between 1970 and 2011, emissions of common air pollutants dropped by nearly 70%, while the U.S. gross domestic product grew by more than 200%, and private sector jobs increased by 88%. Climate change is bringing new challenges and new opportunities. Americans have the skills and technologies to meet this challenge and grow a clean energy economy. Let's act now on climate change.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Welcome back. Some low-income Duke Energy customers in Durham will soon be able to take part in the residential neighborhood program. The program will provide information and energy conservation measures to encourage and reduce energy consumption and cost. It will be provided to specific neighborhoods selected by Duke at no cost to the residents. The neighborhoods that will qualify for the program will have the majority of residents with household incomes equal to or less than 200% of the federal poverty level. Each resident in the program will receive a home energy assessment, installation of several free energy conservation measures, and energy education that will encourage residents to make behavioral changes to reduce and control energy usage. The program is expected to get underway in mid-December. Businesses in Durham that are trying to make sure employee skills are keeping up with their needs could get some help from the city. The city's Office of Economic and Workforce Development is now accepting applications to the North Carolina Incumbent Workforce Development Program. The program is a competitive retention solutions grant that qualifying businesses can use to address employee skills gaps. Training grant opportunities worth up to $25,000 are available. The next deadline for grant submissions is March 11, 2014. Durham Citizen Observer Patrol is celebrating its 10th anniversary. An event marking the milestone was held at the Durham Convention Center on November 16th. The patrol is a volunteer group sponsored by the police department that safeguards neighborhoods through resident involvement. Volunteers patrol their communities to watch for suspicious activity, help stranded motorists, visit local businesses, and make house checks for residents who are away or checking in with the elderly. Participants have to pass a background check and undergo training to take part in the program. The city is also celebrating the first anniversary of its Trail Watch volunteer program. New and seasoned volunteers alike gathered on November 16th for a training class and birthday celebration of sorts. The group has logged over 1,000 hours patrolling Durham's trails over the past year. Believe it or not, the holidays are here. To help you get in the spirit, we'll fill you in on a couple of popular events you don't want to miss when City Hall This Week continues.
I'm one unlucky guy. The chance of being involved in a robbery is 1 in 757. The chances of being struck by lightning 1 in 750,000.
Please fasten your seatbelts for unexpected turbulence.
The chances of being a victim in an airline crash 1 in 29 million. Hey, could I get some peanuts? The chances of being involved in a car crash are far greater than lightning strikes and plane crashes. And if you are texting while driving, your risk of crash increases 23 times. Now, I may be an unlucky guy, but I don't have to be part of that statistic, and neither do you. Drive responsibly.
Maybe he's really focused.
Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today.
Welcome back. It's that holiday time of year, and that means plenty of opportunities to celebrate for the young and the Young at Heart in Durham. On Tuesday, December 10th, DPR will host its annual senior holiday party for mature adults ages 55 or better. The celebration will be held at the Sheraton Hotel and Convention Center from 4:30 until 7:30 p.m. Transportation is available upon request. Tickets can be purchased at the department's main office at 400 Cleveland Street. They cost $15 for city residents and $20 for non-city residents. The 4th annual Holiday Fun Fest will also help to get everyone in the holiday spirit. This popular event will be held on Saturday, December 7th from 1 until 5 p.m. at Durham Central Park. Some of the activities that will be featured at this year's event include the Peppermint Plunge Snow Sledding and Snow Play Area, Candy Cane Kids Corner with an obstacle course, Bounce House, Toddler Playland, Trackless Train, pony rides and face painting, a chance to meet Santa, and of course lots of great food and entertainment. The Fun Fest is free and open to the public. That does it for City Hall this week. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. You can find us on demand on DTV8's webpage and on YouTube. From all of us here at DTV8, we wish you and your family a happy Thanksgiving. Because of the holiday, our next new show will begin airing on Friday, December 6th. Until then, thank you for joining us.